The Golden State Warriors' Rick Barry this season led the NBA in free throw percentage, in steals. He was second in scoring average. Rick Barry, a man of whom more has been written than perhaps any other player in NBA history, but also is least understood. Rick, over the years, you've been one of the most maligned people in professional sports. You've been called an opportunist, selfish. Some have called you one time or another a deserter. How does one handle all of that?
Well, for me to say that it doesn't bother me would be ridiculous. It does bother you. And mainly because the people who wrote those things never picked up the telephone and called me and asked me my side of the story. They just assumed certain things, and they went out and wrote articles based upon, let's say, hearsay.
But the things that were said about you were the kind of things that crush people. What kind of advice could you give someone who was facing those kind of problems, or even one of them?
Well, I don't really feel that you can let things like that bother you. You have an objective, I think, and my objective when I play sports is to be the best that I possibly can be. And to let words that somebody says about me affect my performance, I think would be foolish. I just take things as they come along day by day. I don't really worry about it. I'm a very optimistic person. I can always see the bright side of things regardless of what happens. People tend to be pessimistic. They drive me crazy. My wife, sometimes I really get into it with her a little bit because she's basically very pessimistic. Also really wrapped up with my children right now. I really get a kick out of being with them and doing things with them, and I try to spend as much time as I can, whether it's going to watch my son track meet or what have you. I just enjoy spending time with them, and each one is a different person in his own right, and each one brings me a different degree of satisfaction and enjoyment, and I'm just trying to make the most of that.
Many times heroes and celebrities are not that when they walk through the door at home. How is it for Rick Barry?
I'm not any big star as far as my children are concerned. In fact, my two younger boys are in love with Clifford Ray. I mean, it's unbelievable. The 3-year-old picked up on Clifford and mimics him. It's unbelievable how he mimics him. I mean, he's got his walk down, and he's got the mean, surly face, and he plays basketball in a little basket, and he throws the slam dunks down in there, and I never taught him any of that. He just picked it up by himself, and then the 2-year-old copies him, and they do an unbelievable imitation of Clifford Ray. It's really fantastic.
Rick, many people feel that because of the immense salaries that pro basketball players receive, that they've become sort of the spoiled brats of American sport. How do you feel about that?
I'm sure that there are some individuals who are more concerned about the money that they're making than about the game itself, and I think that that's really unfortunate. And there's just too much emphasis, I think, put on the money nowadays. And of course, the first thing that anybody wants to hear about when somebody's coming along, rookie coming out of college, hey, how much money is he making? What's his bonus? What's this? What's that? Well, I think that the owners have finally come to the point where they realize that they were killing themselves. They have nobody to blame but themselves for the price structure of basketball these days. The NBA owners were so worried about the ABA coming into existence that they started paying exorbitant figures to the rookies coming out of the league. Then the veterans got upset because they say, hey, I played for 5 years and you're not compensating me, so I want more money, and the players start playing out options, and this is where all the problems have arisen. But now I think that they've more or less become more level-headed about it, and you're not going to see those outrageous contracts except for an exceptional player like a Walton, who was so great in college.
How does Rick Barry want the historians of basketball to write about him in 20 years?
I would just like them to say that Rick Barry was a fine all-around basketball player, that he could do a little bit of everything and do it well.
And that's another perspective on the heart of the Golden State, soon to be called the Oakland Warriors, Rick Barry. Ken Squire, CBS Sports, near Walnut Creek, California.